Hello, my name is Sharon James. During 4 afternoon seminars in week 1 of Word Alive, we will be looking at God's good design for human society. The worldview of many of those around us in the 21st century is based on 5 lies. Lie number 1, everything evolved as a result of chance. There is no creator God. Lie number 2, we don't have to answer to a God, so we can choose our own morality. Lie number 3, human organisations such as marriage, family, communities and governments can be structured just as we choose. There are no absolutes. Lie number 4, true truth has to do with what we can see and touch and feel. Anything outside the material realm can't really be true. It's just a matter of personal preference. Lie number 5, Christians can believe what we want in private, but it's quite out of order to speak about our beliefs in public. What we believe is pushed into a box labelled personal experience. It's therefore irrelevant to everyday life and nothing to do with public policy. We can get excited about God and his design for our world on Sundays or at Word Alive, but not in the university lecture hall or the business world or the law court or in Parliament. By contrast, the Church Fathers, the Reformers, the Puritans all understood that God as creator has good purposes for the entire world. During the evangelical revivals of the 18th century, there was rightly an insistence on individual conversion and personal faith. But since then, we as evangelicals have all too often, wrongly, tended to shrink Christianity down into being only about individual conversion and personal faith. But God created us to represent him on this earth, to manage and develop his creation on his behalf. And creation is not just limited to the physical world, it's not just mountains and fields and seas. All things, visible and invisible, were created by and for Christ. Creation has to do with God's good design for human society. God cares about the way that we organise family, education, business, politics. We see a reflection of his beautiful Trinitarian character in all the structures and patterns of human life and community. That's because he made every single human being in his image, and because his wonderful kindness is enjoyed by all human beings. This is sometimes called his common grace. So, each afternoon we will highlight some of the ways that we have been influenced by the lies that have permeated our culture. And by contrast, we will look at the truth of God's good design for creation, for human individuals, families, communities and nations. We will reflect on some inspiring case studies of how Christians have applied these truths in the past. We will see that God's truth speaks into every aspect of society. We don't need to be ashamed and hide it away in a private religious compartment. And I hope that together, over these 4 afternoons, we will grow in confidence that God's beautiful design works for the common good of all human beings in every place and at every time.